with only 3 days until the start of the 2024-2025 season for the Atlanta Hawks, and they're going to be taking on the Brooklyn Nets, of course, here at State Farm at home. But beforehand, the Atlanta Hawks have made some moves, and I am going to give you all the details. What's going on, everybody? My name is Walter Pollard. Welcome to Hawks Digest. So first off, want to start this one off by saying thank you to all of the 65 subscribers of this page. I'm really excited, and of course, definitely hit the share button to send to everybody else. But for the 3,000, views that I have over 3,000 views on this page, and I definitely want to turn that 3,000 into 30,000 views, and I definitely want to turn that into about 3,000 or maybe 4,000 more subscribers for this page, and I do believe that we could do it. So I just want to take care of some home notes because we are going to be going through it rather quickly today, so stick with me. Well, no, I ain't going to do it quickly, but I'm just really excited because it's only 3 days until the start of the season. Definitely before we go any further, I want to let you all know that's Trae Young, of course, but the start of the season is going to be on the 23rd. Opening night is versus the Brooklyn Nets, so make sure that you guys are going to be watching. I'm going to definitely give you guys some updates. I'm going to give you some more before the start of the season, but definitely going to give you all some updates as far as the highlights of that game and what we are expected to talk, what we're expected to see, and I'm really excited for that. But before we go any further, let me go ahead and just go ahead and jump right into it. The Hawks released 2 players, of course, after the Thunder game, which was the conclusion of the preseason. We ended the preseason 3-1. And of course, after that first win, everybody was excited. Me speaking for myself only, I was excited. And of course, I do believe that we as the Atlanta Hawks fan base, we're very excited for the regular season to start. We have a lot to look forward to. So definitely want to point that out. But the Atlanta Hawks have actually waived Kevon Harris and Daquan Plowden of the Atlanta Hawks. So, of course, they've been waived off the team. And so now as the roster sits right now, it sits at 18 players on the roster, and the Atlanta Hawks can actually start their season with those set guys. And we're going to definitely dig into what to expect from these 18 people. We're definitely going to really highlight Zaccharie Risacher as far as what we are going to see. And I've actually have some experts talking about him as far as what they expect from him going forward this upcoming season. Now, I want to bring something up, really, not point something out. But do you guys remember when, of course, Vince Carter, earlier this month got inducted into the Hall of Fame? And I was so excited for that, for sure. So let's give him a round of applause. Yes. But ironically, of course, Trae Young was getting ready for the season, and, the preseason was underway, and, of course, he had other obligations, so he was not able to be there. But check out what he had to say just in regards to the Hall of Fame and Vince Carter being inducted.
Trae, I don't know if you saw, but Vince Carter thanked you and some of your former teammates in his
I
Hall of Fame speech.
I almost cried. Yeah.
Just wondering, obviously I already asked you when he was nominated, but just what is that like to see him be inducted into the Hall of Fame and remember your times with him?
Yeah. It was an unreal feeling just watching Vince get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I hate I couldn't be there. I know he had a lot of teammates. I remember him saying he had 261 teammates that he played with over his career, and I'm just fortunate enough to be one of them. I'll always, even when I'm 40, 50 years old, I'm gonna tell people I gave Vince his last bucket, and just that assist, that's one of my most memorable assists that I've ever had. So to see Vince and his family there, for him to be inducted, I mean, it was a no-brainer. It was going to happen eventually, but you still get that chills from just watching him and just from knowing him. He deserved everything that he got, and it was good to see him.
So, of course, that was major from Trae Young, just talking about it. And remember, I had even said it at one point. Vince Carter scored his last point prior to the start of the outbreak of COVID. Unfortunately, news had broken around the NBA that they were going to just stop and cancel all activity. And basically, the whole world basically went into a shelter in place. And it's just really cool to see Trae Young speak on that. He only had just a little bit of time with Vince Carter before he, ended his career. But of course, for Trae Young to just remember that small moment, he gave him his he gave him his last lob, I guess, or his last pass or his last assist before he ended his career. So major shouts out to Trae Young for that. Now, I want to talk about the next order of business I want to talk about for sure is just the expectations for the Atlanta Hawks. And analysts have actually given the Atlanta Hawks a surprise not a ranking, but just a surprise projection for next season. They actually project the Atlanta Hawks to be the 19th best offense this upcoming season. They expect great things from the offense. Now, you all know that I have been speaking loudly about the defense and how the Atlanta Hawks need to improve on their defense. But the good thing about it is I am impressed that the Atlanta Hawks are being highlighted for their offense. And there's nothing short of it, just to be honest. And I want to show you all just the bevy of different shots that these guys are able to hit on just any given night. I do believe that the Atlanta Hawks are going to be a very good three-point shooting team. In past years, in my opinion, there seemed to have been, probably one or two guys that were elite shooters. But I feel like the Atlanta Hawks are surrounded with a lot of different shooters. I definitely want to know in the comments how you all feel as far as the shots going up for the Atlanta Hawks. I do think that the offense, they're going to be lights out. But the issue for me is, are they going to be able to stop anyone on defense? Last year, again, they were able to score at will. They were able to score with great efficiency. But again, the stopping of other offenses is really, in my opinion, the operative, objection, not objection, my apologies, but that's the objective. Yes, that's the main objective for the Atlanta Hawks, is to make stops. But major kudos to the Atlanta Hawks for getting big props on their offense. Again, projected to be the 19th team or the 19th offense in the entire NBA. So definitely something that hopefully the Hawks can build upon, and hopefully not only just 19th, but be one of the top 10 or maybe top 5 offenses in the league. And then too, maybe we can even bring in some defense. I do expect there to be some defense going on this year. I do feel as though Dyson Daniels and Zaccharie Risacher are going to affect the ball defensively, and I am super excited for that. Now, speaking of all of that, I definitely the next order of business I want to go to, of course, would be Zaccharie, not the basketball shots, but Zaccharie Risacher and his expectations for him. I actually did find this article where, and this is actually coming from, let me make sure, this is coming from SB Nation's Peachtree Hoops. And just wanted to give you guys the expectation from a lot of the different analysts for Zaccharie Risacher and how they see what he can do. We all saw what he can do. I do believe he surprised some people during the preseason and what he was able to do, the playmaking ability, just how he is able to move on the court in transition, and also just affect things on the defensive end. But it's very cool again to hear these good things coming from him, but also to just a word of wise counsel for Zaccharie Risacher. Now, first, of course, and this is coming from Joe Schmidt. He said, I expect a very solid season from Risacher. He will definitely get his shots up and when he's in. And I'm sure Snyder is preaching that to him. We've already seen progression in his playmaking and scoring outside of shooting. He only needs to be solid defensively with his size and length. And I have said that, of course, but it will be fun to see him match up against some of the tougher players if Daniels or Hunter misses a game. Overall, I expect somewhere between 11 to 14 points per game, maybe 37% from behind the arc. I expect his defense to be somewhere between solid and good, but it's always fun to watch a guy like him who always gives effort on both ends, and I believe that for sure. Yeah, that's Zaccharie Risacher. But yeah, I do believe that to be true. I cannot wait for that to happen. Oh, hold on one second. Yeah, let me get that out the way real quick. Yeah, I do believe that is going to be major for Zaccharie Risacher, and I definitely want to go to another one really quickly because, again, this is something that I want to, point out, and this is from Wesley Morton. For me, Risacher just needs to play with confidence, effort, and stay healthy for the rest of the season to be a success. There's no need for him to go out and prove he's on par with that of other number one picks throughout the years. Just play his role and fit in. Okay? If he can give the Hawks 60 plus appearances during the season, an efficient 12 points a night, 35+% shooting from the three, and contribute in other little things, areas like rebounding, team defense. It'll be a big win in finding the perfect complement for Trae and Jalen long term. And again, I believe that this is what I have been speaking of the whole time. I don't believe that we need more offense. Again, it is clear that the Atlanta Hawks are able to score at will. What there needs to be is more defense. There needs to be more defense. I do hope that we continue to go on this path as far as solidifying our defense and getting it better, but also, too, with what we have right now, I am confident with the start of the season. And again, I want them to start fast, stay fast, and finish strong. But with all that being said, I want you guys to let me know in the comments how you feel about him as far as this upcoming season. Are you excited to see him? Do you think that he's not going to do what we all expect for him to do? What do you think? You let me know in the comments, and I will be back with you to give you more updates. Take it easy, bro. Peace.